What's going on, everyone? In this video, I'm going to be showing you guys how I make $36,000 per month on Instagram using two simple strategies that you can literally take by the end of this video and implement it yourself. This is applicable for anyone that is already making money, over 10 grand per month, or if you're a beginner, either or. So yeah, let's dive right into it. And with that being said, cheers to everybody. So if you don't know who I am, really quickly, just to mention, my name is Emil Sarian. I run a agency where I help ecom brand owners scale, and I help agency owners scale. And then we also work with B2C with startups, people who have startup ideas with agencies and ecom brands, and we help with that as well. So just so you guys can understand my offer, I'll dive into it a little bit more once we get into it, so you know what I do. But yeah, these are the two ways that I'm right now generating 36 grand per month on Instagram. So first and foremost, the first step is you have to turn your profile into a landing page. Like it has to happen. The Instagram over the past few years, in my opinion, has turned into literally a money printer. Like it's just a money printer, right? Like let's kind of look away from personal brands. Like let's look at meme pages. Like meme pages make so much money because they turn their Instagram into an asset, right? Our Instagram page is an asset, right? Like there's even pages now where they like post luxury like Porsches and like old money stuff, and they do brand deals. Like they're making money, and you can do the same thing. And one thing I really want to mention, like off rip, if you're more of a new agency owner, and you're a newer guy, you don't need thousands of followers. Let me just start there, because a lot of people think you need thousands of followers. You don't. Like you don't. I was doing this when I had 2,000 followers. Like I was making a shit ton of money when I had no followers. And you know what's funny is when I started, I wanted to prove everyone wrong that it was possible, because I saw guys who were like trying to skip the line and buy followers and try to cheat their way in. And I just wasn't going for that. I was like, listen, like if someone's gonna dictate if they want to do business with me because of my followers, then they shouldn't be my client anyways, because that's the wrong type of person. I don't want to work with that person, right? So first and foremost, on the first strategy, how we're gonna turn our Instagram into a landing page. First and foremost, you want a clear profile picture, right? Um, you know, I just like to make the profile picture me, right? People without clicking my page can see that I'm a regular human being. I'm an average Joe. I'm not anything crazy. And yeah, that's it. Like you just want a clear profile picture. People can understand who you are, right? Now, the second step is you want to make sure that you have a good bio, right? And what is a good bio, right? In this case, a good bio is telling people what you do, what you own, and a call to action, right? So there's a few different variations you can do. You can do like what you do, and then instead of like right here I have founder of my company. Instead of doing that, you can do something like social proof. Like I've helped X amount of clients make X amount of money, whatever the case may be, right? But this is the simple bio funnel that I follow. The call to action I like is booking a call. If you don't have somewhere to book a call, you can have people directly DM you as well. That's also another option you can do. But that's the second step on strategy one, right? You want a clear profile picture, you want a good bio, and then the third thing you need is make sure you have story highlights with value. Okay. So I'm gonna kind of break mine down. I will say I see a lot of agency owners who only have client results, right? Where like literally every tab is client, 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 and I don't think that's a bad idea. Like you're like literally shoving client results in people's faces, and that's fine. Me personally, I enjoy what I do, right? I really, really enjoy what I do, so I like to spice it up. I like to add my own twist into things, and that just goes for everything. You know what I'm saying? Like I genuinely like to do that. So for me, I have client results, right? Client results, my $50 school program, and there's a few other things out there. And then I have 2025, V10, 2024, right? So below I have a few story posts I'm gonna kind of break down, but overall, when someone comes to my page, even if I didn't have any pictures, people can see I have client results. So immediately they can see this guy is generating results, so I'm gonna work with him one way or the other, right? So you do want to have client results, that's inevitable. But not only that, right? Not only do you need client results, you need to show people who you are, right? Like people are not doing business with you because you make your client $10,000 every single month. That's not the only reason someone does business with you. You have to understand, look, if you're a good salesman, you know this. People do business with you because they like you, right? That's just the facts. If somebody likes you, they're gonna probably do business with you. That's usually how it works, right? So with that being said, like in my 2025 post, I just post about my life, like very generic, like posts, like showing my life, showing who I am, showing what I do day to day. Not only working, but I go to the gym. I show my hobbies. I show what I eat. I show that I drink coffee all the time, like whatever it is, right? Like people want to get to know you, right? And if people could get to know you and they feel like they can resonate with you because maybe they like the gym and maybe they like coffee, whatever the case is, they're going to feel more comfortable reaching out to you, right? So that's why me personally, I like to have more stories than just client results, right? And we'll jump into how I kind of do my story sequences here in a second. But you want to show your life. You want to show what you do. You want to be personable. You don't want to be a bot, right? Like you don't want to be like, oh, money, 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 right? Like you don't want to be that guy. Like that's how I look at it at least, right? And also at the same time, if you're someone who's watching this video, you're probably running this business because you enjoy it, right? Like you enjoy it and you have your own creative idea of how you want to do things. So do it how you want to do it, right? Like it's not going to be the end of the world if all of these aren't client results. Okay. So up until this point, you got to make sure you have a clear profile picture, have your bio set up properly, have a good amount of story highlights, and then obviously you can see here I even promote my $50 school program. So immediately if someone comes to my page and they see okay, well I can't really work with him. It probably costs a lot of money. I'm immediately going to go to this, right? And they're immediately going to sign up. And I have a few other things, but these were the most important ones. Now the next step is what to post, how to post, and what if you don't have a lot of fancy pictures, right? So if you're in B2C, 9 out of 10 times you're posting lifestyle, right? Like that's just the case. To earn B2C clients, you post lifestyle. B2B, it's a little bit of mixture of both, right? You're posting value-based content and you're posting lifestyle as well, right? Because again, you want to be human, right? Whether it's B2B or B2C, you do want to show the human side of you. So for me, my business before ideally was only B2C, right? So a lot of my posts that you see here are this is posts. I haven't jumped in the reels, but majority of my posts are lifestyle and just showing me, right? Just clearly showing who I am. Obviously, car, me. A lot of these are dumps, right? So I do dumps with a lot of these, but I just show my life. And look, like I was doing this before I had a good life. Like I was showing my lifestyle before I had a lifestyle, right? And my lifestyle before was going to the office, going to the gym, and driving a hoopty around, right? And I showed those things because people want to see that. People want to see the raw side of you. People want to see, okay, this guy runs a full-fledged business but lives a very similar life to me, right? If people could resonate, people will do business with you, you know? You don't need to go spend, $1,000 at dinner to get a fancy dinner. Cook your own meal at home and take a picture of some steak, right? So that's it. Like, you want to post intentionally. You don't want to just post aimlessly, right? And at the same time, like if you go to my Instagram, again, like this is my handle, you'll kind of see like all my posts are sequenced pretty well, right? But overall, people can see I'm a human being. People can see that I'm someone who lives a regular life the same way they do. I'm not trying to flex anything too hard. Everything is very, very subtle. And I'm not flexing cash on my profile. Like, you don't need to do all of that. Like, just be yourself overall. You don't need to overcomplicate it. You're running a business here. You're not trying to freaking lure a girl in and try to hook up a date because your Instagram looks good or whatever, right? Like that's not the case here. We're not trying to pull women. We're running a business. Um, so these three are super important. if you had one or two posts, you'd still be fine. Like posts aren't the end of the world. Reels in this case are more what matters, which we're gonna jump into here in a second. But that is the first step in making and how I make $36,000 per month, right? My Instagram is set out to be a business. People come to my page and are understanding that, hey, this guy has something to offer. He looks trustworthy. He's personable. And I think I like this dude. Like, I think I can get along with this person. Let me reach out to him, right? And they can obviously see that we have results. We have other options that are affordable, whatever the case may be, right? So really quickly to dive into my story sequences, I do a mixture of things, right? Like for me, I like to like what I follow is I like to give, ask. Give, ask, right? So I don't have a lot of like motivational stuff I post on here. Also, one thing I didn't mention, you can't see it here because for some reason when I screenshot it on the website, it doesn't show, but I actually have a broadcast channel. I advise making a broadcast channel. I have a broadcast channel with around I want to say, yeah, like 950 members. And in that broadcast channel, I post a lot of like motivational stuff. You can go check that out on my profile. You'll see what I post, and I get a lot of engagement there. And that's where more of the like real people who really like me are in there. And that's another good way of growing. But with my story posts, I just post what I like to be completely honest. And then so I buy your mom flowers, like this is huge. Like this like I feel like this brings me like clients just in itself, right? Like people see like me posting flowers all the time. I always talk about how you should go buy flowers for your lady, for your mom, whatever the case may be, because they deserve it, right? Like go like I even have a video on my story. It's like if you have your last dollar, go buy your mom some flowers, right? Because your mom is gonna help you one way or the other, you know? Then from there, I have client results. Obviously, I like posting stuff like this on the ecom side of things because you can see like this is legit. This is my profile. You can see we made 12 grand. And then also here's the broadcast channel. This screenshot was taken a while ago. We obviously have more members now, but yeah, client results. I post food. People love food. Like I'm a foodie. People love food. Post the car, right? I drive a R8, cool, whatever. I post chill times, right? Like I'm just relaxing, nothing crazy, and then more client results, right? So I do a mixture of things. I show lifestyle. I do informational based like stories. I do like very like, hey, like today's gonna be a big day, like oh new week, new opportunity. I do stuff like that, right? So like I'm encouraging people to get up and get after it because that's just the person I am, right? So you want to share what you know and you want to share the value you think you could bring to someone's table for free so people like you more, right? And then when you're showing client results, you're building trust, right? You are building trust. So if you're getting new followers, it's really important for you to post consistently on your story because that's how you're going to gain the trust, right? You're going to gain the trust because they come to your page, they see all these things, and then maybe this doesn't do it for them, but then you're posting consistently. They see you're a real human being. They see you live a real life. They see you have client results. They see you're giving value. Boom. Now someone's eventually going to reach out just off of this, right? So this is the first step on how I make $36,000 per month. Now, this second step that we're going to jump into is a huge piece of it, but this has to be set up properly for all of this to work, and this alone can bring you business, right? Like following this exact strategy right here alone can bring you business. And if you're running an agency, just a food for thought, like if you're trying to figure out how you should have your Instagram set up, this literally shows it. Like this is the best way of doing it. You don't have to overcomplicate it. Just be yourself. Okay? Okay. So now let's go into the second part of how I do things. Strategy two is turning likes into closed deals. Okay? So step one is if you are running an agency, you're probably posting consistent reels, right? If you're B2C, you're probably showing lifestyle. If you're B2B, it's probably value based, right? You're doing like videos kind of like this, or you're sharing some type of information. So with that being said, you need to be posting consistent reels. I advise posting 1 to 2 reels every single day. So in my case, right now we're pivoting, so we're gonna do more B2B. We were predominantly pushing B2C, so that's why right now all you really see is like lifestyle stuff. But that's the first step. You need to be posting consistent reels and kind of just like obviously the videos that you're going to be posting need to attract the people that you want, right? So with that being said, for me, when I was running B2C, I'm helping people build businesses, building ecom brands from scratch, building SMMAs from scratch, and helping them scale it to $10,000 per month, right? So my ideal client is someone who's probably anywhere from 18 to 30, maybe even like 27, let's just say, and someone who's working a solid job or maybe runs their own business, whatever the case may be, but is looking for a new avenue to kind of dive into that has potential, right? A new business model that is sexy, a new business model that has potential to make a shitload of money, and a new business model that is online and remote, right? And that's what we offer, right? We offer this because that's what we're good at. We're good at building these businesses out. And the reason why I like B2C, me personally, is because if you find these gems of people, like listen, people don't really realize what they're good at until someone points it out, right? I'm someone to attest to that, right? Someone had to point out what I was good at for me to realize it, and I do the same thing when I find new clients, right? And if I'm able to pretty much help these guys build out a business that's doing 10 grand per month and we're taking 20% on the back end, I mean, listen, we're going to have a portfolio of businesses we build from the ground up that we're taking percentages from, and it's a money printer, and that's how we've been thriving. Like that's outside of this video. I'll drop a video soon kind of explaining how my model works, but that's what works for me, right? That's what's been working for us. We will pivot to B2B, but anyways, so that's the first step. First step is you need to be posting your reels, right? Step two is once you start posting reels, you're going to start getting likes, right? And what you need to do is you need to start filtering through your likes, right? So in this case, we got 453 likes. A lot of people think likes aren't anything. Like people don't capitalize on the likes coming in, right? Like I see agency owners who are like, if they don't DM me, it's not a lead. Like you're crazy. You're crazy. You have to understand these people maybe not they might not know to DM you, right? Or maybe they're nervous to DM you, right? So what you need to do is you need to go through the likes that you're generating from your reels. I don't care if you're a beginner, I don't care if you're an expert. You're getting likes. If you're getting 10 likes, even easier for you. You can go through your likes even quicker, right? If you're someone who's already has a following and a decent amount of people, dude, 453 likes, there's so much potential here to be closing clients, right? So step two is to filter through the likes, right? Go through the likes, go through the Instagram accounts, and see who fits in your ideal avatar, right? Like who do you think is going to be a good fit to reach out to? I'll kind of show just from profile picture. Obviously, I like to dive deeper into the Instagram, but first and foremost, this guy seems like he'd be good just off the profile picture. Same with this guy. He's got a suit on. He looks like he's put together. This guy couldn't really tell. This guy seems like a good fit. He seems like he's a guy in college, probably works a job and wants to build a business on the side. Um, I don't really know from this. I don't really know from this. I don't really know from this. I don't really know from this, right? But already three guys that are potential just from looking at their profile picture. Now, obviously, I'm gonna dive deeper into their Instagram, kind of go through it and see what's what. But that's the thing. You got to filter through, and you want to DM the people that are liking you that seem like they could be a potential client. Again, if you're running B2B, if you help agency owners run ads, you're probably gonna have agency owners liking your picture. So DM that agency owner, right? So, anyway, step three is you obviously want to look at their Instagram and break down, right? This is the first guy on my list of likes. Looking at his profile, this is like a perfect fit for what I offer, right? Why is it a perfect fit? Well, first off, the guy probably wants to improve in life in all aspects. Guys who go to the gym probably want to succeed in life because I mean, these guys are disciplined, right? But not only that, like he runs his own program. I'm sure he makes money off of it. Maybe, maybe not. But guys who are in the gym, like I hate to say it, some of them don't really make that much money, but a lot of them have a lot of time, right? Because they might be doing personal training. It's not making them enough money. They want to keep doing what they love, but they would love to build something on the side as well. And not only that, this guy's on social media. He's got 7,000 followers, right? Like he kind of understands what's going on already, right? Solid lead for what I offer, right? Now, obviously for you, you got to make sure it fits your avatar, right? You got to make sure it fits who you're trying to reach out to, who you're trying to sell, whatever the case may be. And what you want to do is when you go through your likes and you make sure he's a good lead, you then want to DM them. Okay. Now, you probably already have a DM sequence and how you convert people. For me, the initial DM is always so important, right? Don't be the guy who's immediately DMing trying to sell something. Don't be the guy who says, "Hey Alex, I saw you saw my reel. I run a business that does this, and this. Will you buy my service?" Don't be that fucking guy. Build a relationship. Stop being so selfish. Stop being so money hungry, and just go into this being like, you know what? This guy right here that I'm reaching out to, yes, can be a potential client, but this is someone who can help me and be one of my next success stories. I see potential in this guy. Let me treat him like someone I want to build a relationship with. That's how you should be treating human beings in general. A lot of people don't know that, right? But this is how A, you should be treating people, and this is how B, you're going to earn clients, you're going to earn customers, and you're going to earn loyal ones, right? So the first message I said is, we'll say his name is Alex. I don't know how to pronounce it, but Alex, nice to meet you, bro. Appreciate the love on my recent post. How long have you been in the gym, right? I'm not even talking about business. I don't give a fuck to earn his business yet. I don't even know the guy. The guy doesn't even know me. How the hell are we gonna do business, right? This is also my first YouTube video, so I don't know if you could cuss or not. So we'll see. But right, that's my initial message. Now from here, like I obviously I didn't break it down here, but you probably have your own way of DMing people. But I'll just tell you, you want to talk to the guy, get to know the guy. Like you're gonna go through 2 or 3 DMs, understanding who Alex is, what he does for work. Maybe why my video attracted him, whatever the case may be. And not gonna lie, a lot of times when people like your reel, they usually follow you. Obviously, in this case, he didn't follow, but that happens often, right? So you could be like, hey, like, what made you follow me? They'd be like, oh, well, I saw like you crushing in life, this, that, the third. And then with you asking them how long have they been in the gym, what they do for work, all these things, eventually Alex is going to ask you what you do, right? Then, boom. Now, without you forcing your foot in the door and trying to shove something down someone's throat, you're actually having someone ask you what you do. Now, this is your chance to shine, right? Oh, Alex, I run an agency where I help people build and scale ecom brands, whatever the case may be. And yeah, we work with a ton of beginners. We find a lot of success in it. I've been in this business for about 2 years, and we've been crushing it ever since, right? And with that being said, he's gonna be curious because he's gonna be like, damn, like, not only is this guy genuine, but this guy has something that I'm actually interested in. I'm interested in making money online, right? So boom, then from there, you're gonna book the call. You're gonna end up closing the deal, right? That's what's gonna happen. That's how you lead gen for free by just posting reels, right? Now, let's break down the numbers because what really matters in all of this is the numbers, right? Numbers never lie, okay? On my post, I got 453 likes, right? Hold on. On my post, I got 453 likes. Let's say 25% of the people who like actually fit my avatar, my ideal client, right? So if we do 453 times 25%, we get 113 DMs sent. So that means out of all the likes, 25% of them I actually DM'd because I thought they could be a potential client, right? Now, out of those 113, let's say 50% respond. A 50% response rate is pretty average for something like this, right? So 56.5%, actually this shouldn't be percent. 56.5, so around 56 people responded, right? Shouldn't say percent. So 56 people responded. Now, out of the 56 people that responded, let's say 20% of them actually get booked for a call, right? So with that being said, 20% of 56 people is 11 leads booked, right? So real quick, before I move forward, we just had an Instagram reel book us 11 leads, 11 potential clients, okay? Just remember that. So, and I do this. I'm just letting you know I do this every single month. Every single month I do this, right? So 11 book leads, let's say you close at 20%, which is pretty average. You should be closing at 20%. If not, you probably suck at sales and you should practice your sales. That's 3 deals closed, right? If your average ticket, which in my case is around 2,000, it's a little bit more, but I'm playing it low. With 3 deals closed, that means with one reel, I made $6,000. One reel, I made $6,000, right? Forget the $36,000 a month real quick. Just one reel, you can make 6 grand by following this process. By having your Instagram set up properly, by consistently posting stories, by running this reel sequence where you're actually reaching out to the people who like you. The numbers don't lie, right? Like if you are truly doing this and staying on top of it, you can make solid money, right? Solid money. But let's go further. So if you can average 500 likes per post, that means you can make an average of 6K per reel. That's how I make my money with this process, this two-step process, right? Let's dive even deeper. If you post 30 reels a month and 20% of your reels give you 500 likes each, what's going to happen from there? So what I'm saying right here is if I post a reel every single day for 30 days, obviously not every single reel is going to get 500 likes, right? Some might be lower, some might be more, right? But let's just say out of the 30 reels I post, at least 20% of them will probably get 500 likes, right? Like your average might be completely different depending on and where you are, but it doesn't matter because your numbers are going to be different. It's still a numbers-based game. And if you're getting likes, you can close deals, but we're just going off of my numbers and how I do it, right? So for me, I average around 500 likes. So if 20% of my posts, right, which that would mean out of 30 posts per month, 6 of them actually get 500 likes. That means 6 posts that have 500 likes. Like I was saying before, on each post, if we follow these metrics, right, these are pretty like average metrics. That means with 6 posts out of the month, out of 30 posts I make, 6 of them make me $6,000. So 6 times 6 equals $36,000 cash collected. And that right there, ladies and gentlemen, is how I make $36,000 with just making my Instagram built out properly, and B, posting consistent reels to my ideal avatar and DMing the people that I like, right? Now, obviously, if you don't have a DM sequence that's proper, if you don't know how to sell properly, if you don't know how to make reels properly, these are all things that are things you got to figure out, right? And if you're interested in knowing how to do those things, just DM my Instagram, right? DM my Instagram. I'll show you. I have like this small free thing I'll share with you where it shows all 3 of those things. I might even make a video down the line. But if you don't have a good DM sequence, if you don't have a good sales script, this is a good one to follow if you DM me. So with that being said, I hope you like my strategy on how I do this. I can't wait to see you guys implement it. It's very effective. We've been doing it for the past year, and we're even new to Reels, and it's working. This can work for beginners. This can work for guys who are already having a following, already having a lot of business coming in. So yeah, with that being said, if you like the value that I posted, feel free to subscribe below. Follow my Instagram, DM me if you need any help. And yeah, see you guys soon.